Well, these are uncertain times, and in uncertain times it's easy to get knocked out of routine, out of habit. We need to think about our habits. One of my habits is a psalm a day habit. Between February and November every year, I read through the book of Psalms twice. There are 150 psalms. There are about 300 days between the end of January, the beginning of February, and the end of November. So I go through the Psalms twice a year. It helps me to pick up some of the themes, some of the repeated ideas, and so on and so forth. Last week there are a few Psalms that I thought had some helpful things in them, so let me share some of that with you. Last week was the last third of March, which means we were looking in the 50s, the Psalms in the 50s. And here are some thoughts from those Psalms. They're thoughts about the nature of God and about how we respond to that. So let me read you a few verses. First of all, from Psalm 52. Psalm 52 verse 8 says, "I am like an olive tree flourishing in the house of God. I trust in God's unfailing love forever and ever." Then in Psalm 54, there's this declaration about God. "Surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains life. The Lord is the one who sustains me." From Psalm 54. The next day I read Psalm 55. That was on the 25th of March. Psalm 55 says this, and Psalm 55, by the way, is the third one that we've read. These are Psalms by David when he's under pressure. Psalm 52, he's been betrayed by somebody who's an Edomite. Psalm 54, he's been betrayed by somebody who's a Ziphite. Psalm 55, he says this, "I call to God and the Lord saves me. Evening, morning and noon I cry out in distress and he hears my voice." Psalm 56 says it's a psalm that David wrote when he'd been captured by the Philistines. You may remember that the Philistines are not very nice people in terms of David's people. And here's what he says, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you." That's Psalm 56 verse 3. "When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God whose word I praise, in God I trust, I will not be afraid." And then on the 27th of March, I read Psalm 57, which starts off like this, "Have mercy on me, O God, have mercy on me, for in you my soul takes refuge." And David wrote that when he was fleeing for his life from King Saul. So last week the theme of the Psalms seemed to be that God is reliable and we can trust him. He cares for us. And so our response is to do that very thing, to trust him. So my encouragement to you today is to remember the nature of God, remember his commitment to us, speak about our willingness to rely on him, show our willingness to rely on him with our actions, so that we make known to all those around us this God in whom we trust.